As we've seen in the past few weeks, when the rain comes, it comes down hard and all at once. I recently was able to speak with Climate Central on why it seems like the rain doesn't hold back when it arrives. A new report says the days of consistent, slow, steady rainfall may be behind us thanks to a change in climate. Here to tell us a bit more about why this is Shel Winkley with Climate Central. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah, always great to talk about the thing that Texans are always either wanting more of or just want to stop, which is a good healthy soaking, right?
So we know that the Earth has slowly been warming, but how does that affect the air around us and the moisture it can hold?
Yeah, so it's probably something that you learned and then completely forgot from high school physics class. But basically, the way it works is that for every 1 degree Fahrenheit that our atmosphere warms, it can hold more moisture, up to 4% more moisture. So essentially, what we've done is we've just created this bigger bucket that can collect more rain. And then, like we saw last summer in the Texas Hill Country, or just any recent rain event that you can really think about, when you get the right weather system to come along to tip that bucket, it's not to say that it created the rain, but essentially what we understand is that the rain is falling a little heavier and there's a little bit more that falls with it as well.
And I like how you brought that up because it's traditionally a very drier area, and places like Texas that are much drier are seeing some of the biggest increases in rainfall intensity. Why is this happening, and why does that make regions more vulnerable, especially that maybe aren't built for it?
Yeah, I was looking up some of the stats for, the cities that we analyzed in Texas, and the number four fastest increasing rainfall rate. So how fast that rain is falling across the country. We analyzed 144 cities. El Paso is number four on the list, and historically a dry area. So it's not to say that these drier areas are necessarily seeing more annual rainfall, just when it rains, that rain is falling faster. And one of the reasons why is that these areas that traditionally have to be tied to different weather systems, like a dry line to trigger that rainfall, that's still happening. But again, we've collectively increased the moisture across the globe. And so that's when these weather systems come together, they unlock it, and they see more rain. That may sound like a good thing, especially for a very parched West Texas, but the infrastructure is not there like it is in Central Texas or East Texas to get the water out of cities. So that plus usual drought conditions that make the ground really hard doesn't allow for that water to seep in and can cause flash flooding faster.
So let's talk about Austin. It's one of the fastest growing areas. What about the numbers for Austin, and how does it compare to other areas?
Yeah, okay. So again, we analyzed 144 cities across the United States that had reliable data going back to the 1950s. Austin lands at number 35 in the country for the biggest increase of rainfall rates on the heaviest rainfall day. So that means about a 19% increase in the rain that we're experiencing today versus what our parents and our grandparents experienced back in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s. It doesn't mean that every single rainfall event is going to be exceptionally heavy, but we've seen it in the Austin area. We understand that when it rains, it's really raining, and that little bit of extra rain is something we're very prone to, which is flash flooding there in Central Texas.
So in the report, it's actually mentioned that minorities in bigger cities are the most affected. What are some of the reasons behind this find?
Yeah, one of the studies that we looked at, specifically the Atlantic and the Gulf Coast states, are going to be where this is really going to play out the most. But there's a couple different reasons. One, we know that families of color typically live more in flood zones. And one of those reasons is that's where the cheaper housing is. When an area floods, some families have the means to be able to move to a place that doesn't flood, which means that the cheaper housing and for those that need that affordable housing have to move into these houses with the risks. The other side of that, too, is we know that our underserved communities live in areas that are less vegetation, more concrete. And so what that means is when this rain falls faster, there's nothing to seep into, there's nothing to stop that runoff. And we see those flooding conditions faster around those areas of our cities versus what we would see with something maybe with city parks and more trees and more lawns that can absorb that rainfall.
Well, all great things to think about. Shel Winkley with Climate Central. Thank you so much for joining us and talking about this.
Yeah, always happy to talk rain. Again, it's one of those things in Texas that we love, but also we fear sometimes.